The Witconcrete was scheduled to sink on Monday inside the Turnef Atoll Marine Reserve. Its submersion will create a world-class dive site that will generate income for the protected area. But due to technical difficulties, plans for sinking the ship were delayed.
We've had some technical difficulties with concrete, with the anchors and some of the 1-inch steel lines and some mechanical issues. There was a thought that we should go ahead and do it anyway. We both disagree completely. So we're going to err on the side of caution and preserving the reef and everything to do with the environment here. So unfortunately, it will not be happening today.
We consulted with Joe Weatherby, who is the technical expert on all of this. And so we looked at all the options that we could. And actually we went through plan A, B, and C on what we had planned. They didn't hold up today, and so we prefer to err on the side of caution and the precautionary principle. So we'll tow it back to Belize, lodge it where it was, come back and secure everything, all the anchors and everything as best as possible, and then come back at it again.
The plans was to have the ship aligned perfectly with its final resting place. Once the anchors were secured, the explosives would be timed and then detonated. The ship would have been expected to sink directly to the bottom of the ocean, all calculations considered. But with several anchors compromised, the Wit remained at Ocean's surface.
They arrived here at 4:30 this morning, so all of that went well, and did the positioning. As per plan, we have the anchors in place, but as you can see, we're having a bit of a challenge to ensure that we secure those anchors in place onto the ship, which is the part of the challenge in terms of sinking. The issue with that is that we have to hold it into position so that we are able then to continue pre-filling the tanks. We are already started, but with the maneuvering, it is hard to continue the pumps.
The preliminary work to see the Leviathan become the dive destination TASA envisioned requires a lot of manpower and coordination. Some 30 seafarers were out at sea to see the process through.
You have, again, around 30 people on there doing different things. You have divers that are diving up the cable lines and ensuring that the cable lines basically are being brought up to the ship, and ensuring that we position the ship right. We have a couple boats that are giving the instructions to the tugs on whether to go east, west, right, left, back, forward, to be able to get the ship into position to be able to pull up the anchor. Then we have a number of people up on the ship pulling up the anchors. We have other teams working on ensuring that they get the explosives in place and everything.
Coast Guard officers were there to ensure that once the explosives were ready to be detonated, onlookers kept 1,000 feet distance. But that was not necessary on Monday, as the mission was aborted. Perhaps it was a sign that the Wit was not ready to descend to her final resting place. So tonight she rests at her location off the coast of Belize, where we first met her.
Regional, international, the world is watching. And that is why, for what was announced today, is that they have backup plans, and if these backup plans aren't working, they go back to the drawing board. So they are being very cautious about it, because sinking this ship, it must be done right and right on the money. It has to be at the right spot. Everything has been calculated mathematically, so there's no room for mistakes. So having a delay for a week or so is not a problem. I think that they understand that. So out of an abundance of caution, we do things the right way.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.